Welcome to our afternoon session of the second round of Code A. We are still broadcasting here. This is our second group of players of the day. We had a pretty sick early group today, and things are just going to get more and more exciting as the night goes on.
We had 3 more matches this morning, and all of them were actually really good. So now we headed into the next set of games, and we have really a very, very great game we are starting off with today. It is actually MMA against Hero.
Yes. And this should be a pretty exciting match because obviously these are two big fan favorites. They're two big players. MMA had a weakness against Protoss in the past, and it's time to find out, you know, this guy has been in a slump for a while. That much is decided by almost everyone, but he's going to prove himself today. There's a lot of talking about this player right now. Everyone's wondering what he's going to do today, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can show us. I mean, really, really looking forward. This is going to be my favorite match of the night, potentially.
Hero actually just came back from the NASL finals where he did not advance as far as he originally wanted to, but he just came off the plane. I think he arrived yesterday. I talked with the Team Liquid guys just not too long ago, and I think he arrived yesterday on the plane, and well, he's soon going to leave again because he's going to attend MLG. But we are, of course, having also a quick look at today's matches and at the games that we saw earlier.
And don't forget, by the way, I want to mention this very briefly. We are going to have our GSTL and GSL finals in Haeundae Beach at Busan. Don't miss it. If you go to Busan, if you're in Seoul by any chance, just take the KTX train down to Busan, and then get on the subway there and go to Haeundae. And it'll be pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy to find this finals location.
Yeah, next week actually. I know about a lot of Europeans who will come and who will attend the finals. I hope that we will see a lot of foreigners there in order to watch not only the GSL finals but also the GSTL. And we have the semifinals this week. Tomorrow is Code S, and the 2 days after tomorrow we'll see the GSTL semifinals, and this is going to be really, really great. Actually looking really forward to this.
Yeah, I am as well. We're going to take a look at our results from our earlier matches. Here are the results now. 2-0, 2-0, and 2-0. These are yesterday's results. It was our early session.
Yeah, exactly. We had the TSL Hyun advance over Sniper. Hack was able to defeat Happy, and UVO didn't stand a chance against Hard in those games.
No, he did not. And here are the results from that evening session. We saw Creator take out Jokti in a pretty awesome series. Bomber versus Gumiho. If you didn't see that, you better go watch it. Suho Shin versus Vampire was pretty exciting to see Suho advance there as well. And of course, last but not least, a team kill between JYP and Thorazane. JYP was able to edge out the Swede, but that was a close series to watch as well.
Yeah, it indeed was, and these were today's matches. In the morning session, we had Killer up against Harding. Once again, they already met each other in the last season as Live against Lenok, and we have a quick interview with our winners, of course.
안녕하세요, FX 이동영입니다. 제가 오늘 좀 어려운 경기가 될 거라고 생각하고 좀 긴장을 좀 했는데 다행히 쉽게 이긴 것 같아서 기분 되게 좋고 다음 경기도 열심히 준비해서 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
안녕하세요, 콜트 최성훈입니다. 첫 경기를 제일 열심히 준비했는데 막히게 되어서 조금 아쉬운데 그래도 나머지 두세 경기 이기고 올라갔으니까 앞으로 코드 S까지 직행해서 더 좋은 모습 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
And of course, our full results broken down here. Alive did advance over Ganji because Ganji withdrew. Harding 2-0'd Killer in a pretty quick series. And we had Lenok actually just outplay Life really, really well in that next series. And last but not least, man, Polt versus Maru was a pretty sick best of 3 there.
Yeah, especially the first game that he just mentioned in the interview as well was pretty intense because of the history. We talked about it earlier. And these are the games that we are going to cast now. We have Hero up against MMA. Oz is up against Yoda. And we have Shine against Ace. This is going to be a great match, especially with the performance that we saw from Ace lately against Zerg. And Puzzle against Curious. Two StarTale players.
Yeah, and not to mention as well that the winner of Shine and Ace will actually go on to face Polt. So if Shine wins, he is going to have to face a team kill, which is unfortunate. But if you consider things, one of the TSL players will advance no matter what. Now, this is our first match. I am so excited for this. Hero against MMA, a Liquid player against a Slayer's Terran. MMA in a little bit of a slump right now, but he definitely has a lot to prove today.
This is going to be a very, very exciting game. Probably the best match that we are going to see today, as least when it comes down to the names of the players. And we are preparing for this right now. The players are already in the lobby, and we are soon to start the first match. The map is actually going to be
Entombed Valley. And this is In this matchup, not a map that one race prefers over the other all too much. If you get to the late game, that is what Terrans recently have been concerned about with the Protoss upgrades, and dealing with Colossi and Storm in any variation, whether it's more Colossi than Templar or more Templar than Colossi, can be quite difficult to manage as a Terran player.
And here they are, MMA in his Slayer's jersey to the right side of the map, not really in the map, but of the screen, and to the left we have Hero.
Well, if we had a map of the Studio Man, he would be on the right side, that is for sure.
Both of them in the blue.
There needs to be a GSL map called GSL Studio. There's chairs and casters as neutral characters.
There has been a lot of rumors just lately about MMA. There were some rumors that something was off in the Slayers team and that MMA has fallen from grace. We don't know exactly what's going on. We tried to talk to a few people, but apparently nobody really knows what's up. So we're going to speculate about it today. And we'll find out probably soon enough. I guess that there will at least at some point be an interview with Sela, Jessica, MMA himself. We don't know. Yeah, but that will definitely clear some things up.
Exactly. Form your own opinions. Watch this game. Judge him because he has a lot to prove today. He is playing against Liquid Hero. We'll find out who takes this first game on Entomb Valley in just moments. This is the GSL Code A with Calder and Wolf.
We are live with the first Protoss versus Terran of the day. To the bottom left of Entombed Valley, we have our Protoss player for Team Liquid. He just came back to Korea and now he has to face his opponent.
Liquid Hero.
There he is.
Great Protoss player.
And his opponent starts to the top left. The Slayers player, the Slayers Terran. It's called the face of Slayers for quite a long time. This is
Slayers MMA.
Yeah, he has a lot of nicknames, including the Son of Boxer. Able to succeed and get victory at the BlizzCon GSL Code S Finals.
I like the shot of Hero, by the way, because usually what Hero always says on Twitter, he mentions it in a lot of interviews as well, is that he's really nervous when he plays in the booth, that this is one of the problems that he has to deal with. But he looked like really calm.
Yeah, he really did. He looked very confident. He didn't twitch at all. He just looked right at his screen and made his probes. I mean, it sounds funny to say it like that, but he looked very, very calm and ready. Now let's find out. I mean, we're gonna find out. Let's enjoy this journey that we're gonna go on in this best of 3. We find out how MMA has been doing, because he has not played in as many televised matches recently as Hero has necessarily, and he has not come out in the Team League. He's been on that bench. Ryung was chosen instead of him in their most recent match. And it's everybody's kind of wondering, what is MMA going to do? How is he going to perform in Code A this season?
This is exactly what we are going to find out here. And, well, Hero, on the other hand, he has some support today with him as well. I saw Jinro earlier talk to him, and, yeah, he helped him out. Apparently, they had to fix something at his team jersey.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to note that Hero has taken double gas. He's not going for your typical 1 barracks expand. He was denied a scout with the depot, even though they were at close positions, so he doesn't really know what's going on.
But MMA does. He's in the main base of his opponent. He sees immediately, okay, there's double gas. He definitely clicked on those 2 assimilators as well.
Yep. And he knows 100% what's going on. And when he sees the second gas, he's going to decide to go for the command center in the main base rather than on the low ground. Does not want to fall to any sort of early pressure, be it Void Rays, any sort of Blink Stalker play, or even something very unusual like Dark Templar, but he wants to just be super secure here. And he will take his expansion when he feels ready, which will likely be when he scouts something that Hero's done, like an expansion. Now we do see a pylon at the top right. This indicates, based on the positioning of this pylon, this indicates Dark Templar play.
And we already have an SCV scouting. Here comes the robotics though. He seems to go for, yeah, he's going for proxy robotics here at this point, and this could be 2 things. This could,
wow, oh my god.
Look at this.
I thought this was a possibility, but, you know, this is, I thought it was the same as you when I originally saw this. I was like, wow, he's scouting in that location. That's so strange. But he's going to take a hidden third here. What a cool build.
Well, what Hero is doing right now could be 2 things. We've seen crazy builds with the proxy Colossi coming out of players like Joya, for example. He has been successful. And to tell you the truth, I think about it, wasn't it actually MMA that he beat with his strategy on Come Before the Storm?
I think, well, I think it might be.
Might have been MVP.
But you're going to see a 4 gateway Warp Prism push. You can't do this proxy push with one base.
He's going for Immortals here. Most
And,
likely.
well, I think he's just going to do a Warp Prism. I think he's going to do a Warp Prism 4-gate here. And, you know...
That's the 3 possibilities that he definitely has. The most risky one is probably the Proxy Colossi. Then you can go for an Immortal push with Proxy Robotics and, of course, the Warp Prism that we see him use right now.
Yeah, it wasn't entirely possible. It could have been a Warp or an Immortal push. The positioning of the Robo is a little bit far away, but it still would have caught him by surprise. This is going to be so hard for MMA to defend, especially with all the resources he dumped into that 3rd command center that's hidden. That's not going to be useful to him right now. It's finishing up. This timing is perfect. Warp Prism comes out. The gateways are warping right now, and by the time that they are done, by the time they become into phase mode, the Warp Prism will be ready in the corner. MMA has nothing to spot for this. He's going to be attacked not only from the Warp Prism, but from these ground forces on the low ground.
He's trying to bait them on the low ground indeed, and there's already the Marines are walking up the ramp. What exactly did he see?
There's no way he can predict this. This is a bit strange. All right, he's making additional bunkers. He fears the worst.
But what did he spot?
Well, it looks like he saw the... Well, he didn't even see the low ground pile, and he was just being super cautious.
But he expects the Warp Prism already.
Now
he must have seen something.
He saw the Warp Prism now. I don't think he's seen anything to make him believe there's a Warp Prism.
No. For a second, I actually thought that he spotted the Proxy, but I was like, no. Okay, Legend trolling me here with the camera movement.
Oh, he takes out the Observer, which means no high ground vision without the Warp Prism.
Look at MMA here. His spider senses are tingling.
He even got the salvage off in the bunker, loses only an SCV, saving the Marine as well. And now he's got 2 bunkers on the high ground. Hero, try as you might. I don't think you're going to be able to break this, not if MMA micros his SCVs correctly.
There come the force fields, though, preventing the SCVs from repairing the bunker. But there's a second bunker ready. Oh, nice. He traps a lot of SCVs and Marines on the low ground.
Then the bunker is not loaded right now. Here he goes, loads it in. He needs SCVs repairing here. He absolutely needs them. He's not going to be able to hold this position forever with no wall.
He's going to be supply blocked.
Yeah, he is certainly supply blocked. He needs SCVs repairing here.
Oh, he will lose another supply depot. 2 of them are down. So the 2 that he's building right now will help him a little bit, but he needs more than that. He's going for Stim and +1, but Hero is putting so much aggression upon his opponent now.
Yep, he can try to snipe some of these SCVs, and he will. He just use the shields to take them out. Remember, the base at the top right still is mining. He's got 2 SCVs there, as well as mules.
He picks off another Observer here. Very well done. 8 workers killed thus far, but the worker count is still 23 to 26 in favor of MMA. This base to the top right, so important now.
He is trying to target down the bunker. I don't think he has enough DPS with the sentries, though. He will stop the repair, but Marauders are out, and he cannot kill everything. Not yet. Picks off a few more SCVs. There's another bunker going up for MMA. Stim is getting dangerously close to being done, but Hero has not pushed his way up the ramp yet.
No, indeed he didn't. And Stim, as soon as Stim is done, he can. If he attacks into the choke point, well, you have his opponent on the top of the ramp with Stim, and he does it. Stim is not ready just yet, though. He moves in with the SCVs, trying to set up a flank. Another bunker is ready, and he makes good use of it. No additional force fields, and here comes Hero walking back again. Oh, wow, this is getting worse and worse for Hero.
Yeah, he doesn't even know about the base of the top right. He hasn't scouted in that direction at all. So right now he feels like, all right, well, I wasn't able to accomplish what I planned, but I can make a Nexus, which he does start immediately at his natural as I speak. But I can keep him contained here for a while. He's not going to have medevacs for a while. I can continue to put pressure on him. If he ever wants to move down, he's going to take some damage for sure. But he does not know about the 3rd base, so he actually is getting that extra mining that Hero just simply doesn't know about right now.
Hero assumes that he is on 1 base, MMA that is. He sees MMA with the command center on the high ground. He knows, okay, he has the 2nd mule, he has the SCV production, but that's all there is to it. He does not really have the income, but actually MMA does.
He may actually try to elevator his units into the... Well, this is actually... I think this is a bit strange what he tried to do here. I thought he might try to go the edge and do that Warp Prism trick where you can elevator your entire army into the main, but that's not what he went for. He's trying to find a weak point here. He's got the next Observer comes in. The base at the top right is mining even gas at this point. He finished a refinery over there. He's put SCVs in it. He's got triple mining there. Now he sees the timing of the starport. He started his robotic support bay at home. Got to be oh so careful. He cannot afford to lose that Warp Prism, not with 3 sentries inside of it.
At this point, the situation for MMA is getting a lot better, of course. We currently have him not only with the first Medivacs out or in production, but also with the next upgrade about to finish. The combat shield is finishing in just a few seconds. He has the +1 attack upgrade, and this is getting worse and worse for Hero, as already mentioned. MMA with the base to the top right. He has it saturated, and he's building more and more SCVs. Hero does not even know about this. Hero thinks he's fine here. He thinks, okay, I'm still containing him. I have my bases. I'm in a great position.
Oh, he force fields. He's trying to damage his command center, and he will, but he does not see the medevac that goes around the left side. And if he doesn't spot for this, if he does another round of Warp Ends at the front here, he is really going to regret it. Okay, his Warp Prism does spot it. He sees a dropship now coming, and he's going to use his next round of Warp Ends at home. If he didn't see this, he's in trouble. Okay, he did. 3 Stalkers coming in. And he's dropping on the low ground, so 3 Stalkers is not going to be enough. Not against this many units with the Bio, with the medevacs. He's heading home with his ground forces.
Oh, he nearly takes out the Warp Prism. This was actually so close. He spots it, stims immediately. It's a second too late. Now we have those Colossi building. The robotics facility is in, it's still at the top right. We have the bay in the main base, but he builds the Colossi at the top right. He doesn't know. The funny thing is, right next to it is the expansion. If he would know about it, he could attack it so easily.
He could even, I mean, there's a lot of things he could do to even rally his Colossi over there and start attacking the SCVs. Marine is scouting actually right now for MMA. I think he knows the pathing of the Warp Prism is a little bit strange. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He can also spot any more Warp Prisms that may come around.
At the same time, the Warp Prism at the bottom right, he's starting to scout with it. He might actually just see the space and warp in a few units immediately, and MMA doesn't have anything at the top right to defend against this.
No, he does not. It looks like
He
with the
doesn't see it.
path, with the path he's taking, he's probably not going to see this.
No, he's
but
headed straight
if he
to-
picks up his Colossus and goes to the right, he will see it. You're right.
Why would he go to the right? I think he might actually just try, well, either head home or try to go for a Colossi drop, which would be a little bit risky against potential play with Vikings.
Yeah, well, especially considering his Warp Prism has like no hit points right now.
Yeah,
he's going to do it. This is actually insane.
This is taking a huge risk. I mean, he has to assume that
There's
at
a
some
Marine.
point there will be Vikings. The Marine alone is already dangerous to the Warp Prism.
He's going to have to pick out. Now he's probably going to take the far right path. No, he's continuing. He's actually just going to give this Colossus. Okay, no, he turns around. There's a huge force on the map for MMA right now, but with enough force fields to deny him, he probably will not be able to do very much damage here. And the Warp Prism still, actually, even with Warp Prism speed, is not going to take the right side path, which is something I really expected him to do to be a little bit safer.
MMA is 20 supply ahead. He has double upgrades now on its way. He is not building any additional SCVs. No, he's staying on this SCV count. He's relying on the mules.
A
And
Colossus
he is about
drop.
to do pressure damage
A
here.
Colossus drop is happening. I can't believe this. And he's going to be able to get out with it. Colossus drop, man, almost as scary as a Reaver drop. But the Vikings spot it.
That's exactly what I talked about.
Yep.
This
And
is exactly what I said. This is way too risky. Why would you do this so late in the game when you know that your opponent already has the Starport up, has the Medivacs? You have to expect he's going for some Vikings.
I suppose his concern is, well, if I send it across the middle of the map to send it back to where my main army is, it'll get spotted by the Watchtower or something else, and they'll be killed by Vikings anyway, so I'm going to try to do with it what I can. He's probably going to make a new robotics bay or robotics facility in his main base if he wants to continue Colossus production, but right now that doesn't seem to be his plan.
He took a risk here, and he got punished for it as the Vikings were on the map, and MMA was lucky enough to have a few Vikings in the vicinity. As soon as Hero started to drop his one Colossi, he could never retreat. Hero probably just thought, okay, I have to get this Colossi somehow back to my main base. I might just swoop past the natural of my opponent and take down 2 or 3 SCVs on the way back. It would have worked if not for the Vikings that were at the top bottom left.
Yeah. Now right now, MMA is actually denying this Nexus over on the right side. He's attacking from both sides here. He's got a surround on this Protoss army. Even with Zealot charge, this is going to be a pretty tough fight for Hero to win. Storm is not done.
He lost all of his Zealots already. Another set of force fields is pretty decent, but it is not enough. Hero is dropping in supply, and MMA is stimming in once again, takes everything apart. The probes have been pulled, and GG has been called. Hero loses the first map. MMA with his proxy base. Now the ninja base, the hidden base to the top right, takes the game. The proxy strategy for Hero did not work.
And he never even knew about the base. Never for a second.
Still, like, really baffled how MMA knew about the Warp Prism. Has he seen anything, something in this vision where Hero
I
was
don't
not
think he
careful?
knew about the Warp Prism. I think he was just trying to be careful. There was nothing I saw that would have notified him to this. At the last second, he saw the Warp Prism, but he just wanted to be super careful. He had extra bunkers on the high ground, and with the hidden expansion, he knew that if there was a 4 gate by any chance, then he should have the bunkers ready on the high ground, and I loved how he executed it. Because if there wasn't a 4 gate, then he still gets ahead.
He sees the double gas early on, and well, maybe he saw something. I actually think you're right, he didn't spot the proxy itself, but he was just playing super safe here.
Yeah, because if you make the extra bunkers and your opponent does not attack you with a big gateway attack or a robotics attack, then you have the third base anyways that makes up for the bunkers that you made. And if he does attack you, then you're ready. So it's win-win.
He assumed there was a war prison. There was no reason for him to send the Marines in the spots in his main base where he sent them if he does not think there's a war prison. It's not only about the 4 gate. He sent them to the top right of his main. If you expect the 4 gate, there's no reason to send them up there.
Yeah, he expects either a war prism or he wants to make sure no observers sneaking in there for anything, you know. Blink Stalker play, which is not really executable on this map, or any sort of Void Ray play.
On the other hand, why would you send it up to the top right and not to the bottom left?
Well, nobody knows. He may have seen something we don't know, but it was a good defense. Well done by him in that game. I was impressed.
However he knew about it, however, for whatever reason he assumed this was coming, it was brilliant. It was really well executed. Hero had such a big problem actually approaching this, and well, we have a quick break. Apparently, Hero needs a few minutes.
It seems so.
Yeah, he left his booth, so I think we'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. So guys, stay tuned, and then we will be ready with the second game between Hero and MMA here at the GSL Code.